He got a hell of a strength and conditioning coach. The thing is,
For real.
we want to see more output though.
And I want to see, I hate to say it, I want to see finishes, man.
First off, like this video and subscribe.
We looking at Warlley Alves. We have not seen a good Warlley Alves since 2021. He really didn't look bad in the Jeremiah Wells fight. He just got caught out of nowhere. But
you know what's weird about Warlley Alves? If you look at some people who he beat, man, he really beat some good people. Allan, Nassourdine, Talib, Colby Covington,
especially at the time.
Yeah, and it's weird. And
now some of these
Lazez. And nothing against, I was watching the Usman fight with Warlley. And in the third round, he almost got Usman with a guillotine. It's funny, nobody even talk about that, man. It was like, he came close. This is the same guillotine.
That's the one he got Kobe with. And ain't that how Kamaru lost his only fight before this Leon fight? Didn't he get... No, the dude took his back, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, never.
But sometimes he has that kind of, I'm not going to say live by the sword, die by the sword type of game. But sometimes it's almost like he goes for it, but sometimes he can end up in bad positions. Like against Randy Brown, that mindset got him put in bad positions, man. And eventually that led to him getting finished. Because he actually was beating Randy Brown. He actually was winning.
Ooh, my gosh.
Yeah, that's going to be a good one.
A hell of a fight. But anyway,
Randy versus Jack
Della Maddalena.
Yeah, Maddalena.
I know that name. That's a cool boy. But anyway, like
Warlley was winning against Randy Brown, man. I don't know if he just went for the finish or not, but he ended up on top of Randy Brown and ended up getting triangle.
But to be fair, man, Randy Brown ground game didn't used to be that cold because that used to be the weakest part of his game. Oh, yeah. And then he started submitting people. Remember he submitted old boy?
They actually were saying that during the fight. They were just saying how Randy Brown say how good his striking was. Everything was like Randy Brown has good striking. He has good range. So they were all saying how Randy has to keep the fight standing. So everybody was just expecting Randy to be dominant on the feet.
Yeah.
And then the fact that he submitted Warlley, I mean, maybe Warlley didn't take him seriously on the ground. Yeah, man, because once he submitted old boy Eric Montano, it was like, wait a minute, the ground game. So, you know, Warlley didn't lose to bad people either, man. He lost to Brian Barberena. Hold on, let's go. Okay, Brian Barberena, Kamaru, James Krause, and for whatever, all the stuff that's going on with James Krause, James was on a big winning streak. He lost one fight that he took on short notice, remember? It was against Trevin Giles. He lost one fight. He actually won. He beat Trevin.
No, he lost to Trevin Giles.
He lost?
Remember, he took this fight on a week's notice in a higher weight class, and he ended up losing. And it was only a split decision. So James Krause was that guy. Then he lost to Randy Brown, who was doing fantastic. And he also lost to Jeremiah Wells, who we haven't heard from him in a minute, but he's one of those dudes that might could do something in the division as well. So he ain't losing to no scrubs. Now, I got to say this. Man, Nicolas seemed like a cool guy. He been in the UFC for a minute. Seemed like a cool guy. He is one of those people, man, he might be in the top 15 of fighters who I can't stand watch the fight. You know why? His fights, I hate to say it, they're not fun to watch. They're not memorable. And ain't nothing really happening in the fights. It's almost seemed like it's the same fight over and over and over again. The only fight I really remember is him getting finished, and I think they overturned that one.
Oh, dude, he had tested positive.
That was probably the only reason he finished him, because Nicolas Dalby don't get finished.
And also, he don't have no wins in the UFC. So he was on that.
Because I thought that was odd. I'm like, man, Nicolas Dalby, he ain't one of my favorite fighters to watch, but he's not nobody who go out there and just get knocked out and submitted and stuff like that real quick.
And Nicolas fights, this is a whole lot of clinching and grabbing. He's on the bottom, and then he reverses, and then he gets reversed again. It's like a lot of those
and then standing up doing karate kicks that don't come nowhere near landing. And it's just like, I don't know, man. He's a big, strong guy, athletic guy. Hey, he 38. Man, he looked great for 38.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he do not look 38. I mean, with the beard, he look older, but if you take away that, man...
He got a hell of a strength and conditioning coach. The thing is,
for real,
we want to see more output, though.
And I want to see, I hate to say it, I want to see finishes, man.
I know he won his fight and it was controversial, but I went back and looked at the Daniel Rodriguez fight, man. I'm not saying he won anything.
He definitely didn't win that fight.
But he actually was catching Daniel, because at first I was like, it was a robbery, it was a horrible decision. I went back and looked at the fight.
It was close, but most people felt like Daniel edged it out.
You know what I'm saying? Nicolas was landing some of the harder shots.
But this the thing, man.
Because certain things, like he was catching with the right hand, the head kick.
But this is what I gotta say, man. He's such a big, strong dude. You would think that he would have like knockout power. But it's so odd because even when he lands punches clean, he don't really rock people. He don't really drop people. Who else is like that, man? It's somebody else. We was talking about this a few weeks ago. Well, it's like you would think, oh, what's the dude name that got cut? Remember, he lost 20% of his blood.
Oh yeah.
What's the dude name?
The guy Tafa Garcia.
It's like a big dude like that. Rafa Garcia. Like you would think that if he hit you clean, that you would just go to sleep.
And he landed a bunch of left hooks, man. Didn't do no damage.
And it's like people just eat your punches, and like it's almost like it ain't affecting them at all, and they walking you down.
But he also has a low output too, so it's kind of hard to say on a small sample size. Nicolas Dalby.
It ain't a small sample size. He has 2 UFC stints. He been in the UFC for 2 different occasions. Yes, he first came in 2015. That lasted to 2016. He fought Darren Till and everything to a majority draw.
I understand what you're saying, but look, he fought Claudio Silva, Tim Means, Daniel Rodriguez, Alex Oliveira. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of deceptive to say, man. I'm not saying he has a one-hit of quitters. I think he has more knockout power than what we think.
No, just
look what his name: Claudio Silva, Daniel Rodriguez, Alex Oliveira. Like those guys are hard to knock out.
Okay, what about Peter Sabato and Zach Cummings and like you were supposed to, bro? He don't have that style. That's another thing.
Zach never been. Let me see. Hold on.
Well, up until recently, I think. But
no, he never been knocked out. Zach never been knocked out.
Oh, that's impressive.
But I'm just saying, I get what you're saying though, but we have seen him land sometimes.
The thing is, he don't commit enough to punch it. I can see if in a situation where he hit somebody hard enough to where it did some damage, he's just gonna go for a takedown, and then it's gonna be like that wrestle thing. Like, hey, the Claudio Silva fight was good because him and Claudio went back and forth until Claudio gassed, and then Nicolas is so durable. You're not just finna knock him out. You're not just finna submit him. But then again, you know who I also think is similar in fighting style? Claudio. He just fought the same fight against Claudio. Nicolas.
But they really was going back and forth too, man, on some stuff.
Up until Claudio gassed, because we know that
even in the third, like he kind of came back. He had like a second win.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, obviously he lost, but it was kind of close.
But I'm saying they're similar because like sometimes I used to get them confused because they be having the same haircut. They kind of fight the same. Warlley and Claudio. This
horrible fight, man. Horrible.
Live by the sword, die by the sword type deal. My mind knows that Nicolas is going to win this fight just because you know what you're getting from Nicolas every time.
I've watched him, man. I think Warlley, he has the power.
I'm tired of betting on it.
His knockout power ain't questionable like Nicolas.
I'm tired of betting on it though.
He might even guillotine him.
I'm gonna tell you, we talked about this in the other fights. Nicolas has a great ability to stifle and neutralize other fighters. Who else were we talking about who did that? There are certain fighters, it's almost like that's a non-physical weapon that they have.
Neil Magny.
Yeah, like, wait.
Neil can do it too. He can neutralize.
Oh, yeah, that was Neil. It's like the John Fitch thing, man, where like you don't really ever get a chance to do nothing because they got just enough striking to where you're not landing clean and da-da-da. They can strike with you enough to where they actually might start landing more on you because you don't know about the takedowns. And then before you know it, you're on your back. And I got to pick Nicolas, but realistically, I would love for Warlley to win this fight just because I know he ain't going to do nothing with it. Like, he going to turn around and lose the next fight. But
I'm picking Warlley. It's a low confident pick. He might get the finish on this one. You know, he lost his last one, right? So it's about time for him to get a finish.
All the people he lost to was Brian Barberena, Kamaru, James Krause, Randy Brown, Jeremiah Well. He losing to good people. I'm going to change my pick, even though I know I shouldn't.
That's nothing because Nicolas really ain't really fought. Who was his toughest opponent he fought against? Tim Means, Daniel Rodriguez.
I'm going with Warlley.
Yeah.
But I know this is a coin toss and it's a low confidence pick. I'm going to regret it. This is going to be one of them losses on my record next week that I'm going to be making excuses because I really didn't pick him at first.
No, I'm actually picking this just to pick one. It's not high confident at all. But if I had to pick somebody, it's Warlley. But
so you don't have no actual reasoning for picking him?
No. Like if I had, I'm saying it's a 50-50 fight. If I had to pick somebody, it'd be Warlley.
Every Warlley fight is 50-50. That's the whole point.
I'm talking with their skills.
I'm saying you never know what you're going to get. Like, and you look at his record, win, loss, win, loss, win. He literally is a 50-50 fighter. But Nicolas, we know he can win a super boring fight 10 times in a row. I'm going to pick Nicolas, man. I'm going back. I'm picking Nicolas, man. I just don't want him to win. I would rather Warlley win, but I know he won't.